refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Hello, welcome to another episode of RBO. It's your boy Vaughn here. Let's talk about some NBA, man. Today we're logging in on this rookie draft class that's been killing it in the summer league. Before we get started though, like, subscribe, share this video with anybody that's a huge fan of the NBA, because we're definitely going to keep in touch with how these rookies are progressing and what they're going to be up to. Also, down low, we have plenty of shows linked in the bio. We have a link to also become a member to join the R2L family. So make sure you tap into both of those as well. But without further ado, let's jump right into the topic. Now, we just recently had the NBA draft, and a lot of people were saying that this is one of the better draft class as of late, since I don't know when, to be quite honest. And I can agree. Dating back to watching a lot of these guys in college, you can tell that there were just a lot of great ballers coming out in this draft. There was a big thing going around whether the Wizards was going to take AJ number one or Darren Peterson going number one. And those two, rightfully so, were talked about as the top two picks. But there's another guy that I brought up that I said could definitely be the best player in this draft after years to come, and that's Caleb Wilson. So this draft class was loaded, and a lot of these guys are showing up and showing out in this summer league. So the question that we're going to ask today is this the best draft class since 2003 when Braun, D. Wade, Chris Bosh, Melo, and them boys came out? Now, I'm not trying to say they got a LeBron James in this draft class or even a Dwayne Wade, to be quite honest, because those guys won a lot of rings, and it's hard to win a ring in the NBA. But as far as talent-wise, it's this draft class. It's just the best draft class since 2003. Now, we're going to go over a couple of players, what they've been doing in the summer league. And this is very, 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 very interesting, in my opinion. Shout out to my boy Carl. First comment. Definitely tap into the comment section. I would definitely be looking at those, popping them up, so you guys, can get some love as well. And he said he locked in. Let's get it. So the summer league for me, when I watch the summer league, we had someone in the NBA chat say, why are we getting so excited over the summer league when half of the guys in the summer league gonna be bagging groceries, or they're not gonna be in the league for real. It's not about the competition. It's just about what you see in the player. What kind of traits are you seeing in the player? Do he hustle? Does he rebound? Is he a good floor general? Can he shoot, make open shots? Is he a dog? Is he an excellent defender? Does he play both ends at a high level? And to be quite honest, this summer league has been one of the better ones in a while, in my opinion. First, we're going to talk about the number one overall pick, AJ the Bankster. And he's been having a pretty good summer league. After 2 games, they shut him down. That's how good of a summer league he actually has been having. I have his information right here. Here we go. In his first game, he went up against the number 2 pick, Darren Peterson of the Utah Jazz, and dropped 27.7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. He did a little bit of everything. Now, AJ, in my opinion, was the number 1 pick. He should have went number 1, and his athleticism, his shot making ability, his defensive prowess, and he just has a good motor on him. I think that he wants the moment. He wants to be the guy, and that's something that the Wizards hasn't had in a long time. Couple him with a guy like Trey Johnson, my goodness, it's going to be crazy out there with Trey Young handling the rock. But AJ, in my opinion, I think that one thing that he has to work on, he just has to get his jumper a lot better. He can shoot the midi, he can hit open shots. He just doesn't have a real great jumper, in my opinion. But I think this guy is all world. I think what made him the number 1 pick over Darren Peterson was his athleticism, and it's showing. You see how he goes to the basket and attack. The dude is just a straight up baller. Now, another thing I like about this draft class, it seems like a lot of these guys are very level-headed, level-minded. They're very eager to prove themselves, and they're very confident. A lot of these guys feel like they're the best player out there, and it shows in their play. Now, it's been a couple disappointments. We're going to talk about that on the next episode. I wanted to show the guys love today. Now, another player, the next player, Darren Peterson, he's, in my opinion, I feel like he's playing a lot. He played like 5 games. I didn't expect him to play that many games, but that whole, he was injury prone or he can't play a whole game. That whole college thing is, you can't really say that now because he's been actually balling in the summer league. I know this isn't the actual regular season, but it's a good sign for Utah Jazz fans. That's why you never believe rumors that come out of college. You got to wait and see what guys do when they get into the league. But Darren Peterson, first game, 28 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And when you watch him, all the things they said about him in the draft, his silky smoothness and scoring, it's just it's a true thing, and it's a beautiful thing to see. He has a good knack at just making buckets. And another thing that surprised me, he came out and said that he was a point guard coming out. And first game he came out. Was that first game? Let's see. That was second game. He came out and had 12 assists. I think it was 25 and 12 or something like that. So he's showing that he can be a distributor out there, even though he has 2 solid point guards with Keontae George and especially Isaiah Collier. He's a dimer. So he's not going to really have to do as much as that. But just to show that he has that in his game, it's just a beautiful thing, man. Cam Boozer for the Memphis Grizzlies has been showing he is an all-around good player. He can hit the 3. He can post up. He's a solid defender, solid rebounder. He can dime. He was what Memphis, I thought, was a perfect pick for Memphis because of his all-around game. I think that he's just a lot more well-rounded than a lot of the other bigs that was in the league, that was in the draft. And I think he has a high upside just because of his ability to put the ball on the deck and get to the rim. Now, the star of the summer league, to me, has been Caleb Wilson. And it's not just about his play on the court, dropping 35 his first game, hitting like 6 threes. He told the reporters, I didn't bring out the 3 in UNC because that wasn't my role. That's what you have to understand with college. Take Paulo, for example. He said when he got, a lot of people didn't expect him to be the number 1 pick because he didn't show a whole lot in college. They had a stacked team that year too, to be quite honest. However, he came out and said that Coach K told him that he was going to learn how to play basketball, play off the ball, post up, set pick, just play basketball. All your life, you've been probably bigger than everybody. You've probably just been bullying, just been cooking everybody. But in this establishment, you're going to learn how to play actual basketball. And it shows. Then, if you also check out Wilson's motor, I mean, he got like 2 chase down blocks that were just nasty, man. There was one guy that played with the Lakers. He had like a 30-point game too. Stole the ball from Wilson, then Wilson just went down and put it on the glass. Got an emphatic dunk on someone as well. That's one thing that you're gonna see a lot of as a Chicago Bulls fan. He's gonna run and gun and he's gonna dunk on everything that he can. And that's a fact. Shout out to my boy Joe. Caleb been cooking. Y'all mentioning three ball too. Yeah, man. He has a nice jumper. I think that's one of the most underrated things about his game. His mid range is really good, and I think he can hit the three. He just like he said in UNC, he wasn't asked to do that a lot. Then we got another guy who I think, he's showcasing a lot in my opinion. I didn't think. I mean, I thought he was nice. I didn't know that his defense was as good as I've been seeing, and that's Mikael Brown Jr. Drafted by the Brooklyn Nets. He is silky smooth, man. This dude can hoop. He has he plays with good pace on the offensive end. He has good hands defensively, and he has long arms, so he can contest shots at a high rate. And I like how he moves his feet as well. I thought this was a really, really good pick for the Nets. They have their point guard for the future. He can dime. That's one thing that I thought that was a reason on a mock draft on a mock draft episode. Shout out to Joe. I said I thought that was one of the main reasons why the Clippers was going to pick him over Acuff was because of his passing ability. I think he's more of a pure point guard that can score, and Acuff is more of a scoring point guard that can pass. If you understand what I'm saying. So I thought this was an excellent pick. He has a really good game. I think it's really silky smooth. And I just think he's just a dog, man. I like Mikael Brown. I wish, he could have came to Orlando, but we don't have high draft picks because we make the playoffs and stuff like that. And don't get out the first round. But let's not talk about that. Another guy I wanted to talk about was Cam Carr for the Lakers. Now, my boy Carl, shout out to Carl, CTC Carl. Make sure you check him out. College football season, I believe, is approaching. So he's definitely been diving into different conferences. It's a lot of conferences, so a lot of information for y'all. So definitely check my boy out. He wanted him. It's funny because the two players that Carl wanted in the draft are both getting buckets. And that's Malik Thomas for the Cavaliers and Cam Carr for the Lakers. They both out there getting buckets. And it just shows how deep this draft is because those guys were late first round picks. So Cam Carr first game, 23 points, 18 points second game, 26 points the third game. And this dude just showcasing his shooting abilities, ability to get to the rim, has good length, can defend very well. So this draft class is pretty loaded, man. Now, for me, I think what's going to help this draft class out a lot, because I do think this draft class will be the best one since 03. And not just because, I think a lot of guys get a lot more opportunity these days. You have a better chance now of playing your game however you want to play. You want to chuck up threes, do what you want, shoot in his middies, whatever you want. A lot of people have a lot more green lights in this NBA than back in the day. Because back in the day, guys like, Vassell, no disrespect, he decent, but he not jacking up endless threes back in the day. You feel me? I remember I was watching the episode. It was an interview with Ben Gordon. He was like, man, I wish I played in this era. I would average 30. I mean, everybody said he would average 30, but I know what he mean. He was a shot maker. He can hoop, but he didn't have that green light. The pace wasn't as fast as it was. That's why I think it's a lot more opportunity now. And I think a lot of guys are going to flourish because of that. Especially a guy like Caleb Wilson and AJ. Those guys are just freak of natures that can do what they want, how they want to do it. Especially when they both got good point guard play with Trey Young and Josh Giddey. So that's going to be exciting. But one thing that really stood out with me about Caleb Wilson is his mentality. He seems like a shark in the water, and he just looking to eat. After they shut down AJ, I think Peterson got shut down. He played a lot of games though, so I'm not mad at Peterson getting shut down or AJ, to be quite honest. I know how it is. You see what you gotta see, and you sit them down. But Caleb, like, I'm trying to hoop. If I can play, play me. If I can play, play me. Especially in the regular season. He said I know I'm gonna be hurt some games. I'm still trying to play because it's people that came from all over trying to see us, and I ain't trying to let them down. That's just what you want to hear from players. And I think a lot of these young guys have that mentality. One thing I can say, the NBA is going to be in good hands because a lot of these younger guys, the Cade Cunninghams, the Paulos, a lot of these young guys are bringing that fire back, the Wembies. They're bringing that fire back, that competitive nature back to the NBA. And I think this draft class is going to help with that. Guys like Darius Acuff. Darius Acuff is not afraid to shoot the ball. He shot 29 shots his first game. As a Kings fan, you should love that because you need a guy that wants to be the guy out there. Now, you got Zach LaVine, who's not afraid to shoot neither. However, I feel like he's not taking things as serious anymore. Remember, a fan yelled at him about not playing defense and things of that nature. But yeah, man, I think this will be the better draft class because I think this draft class is deep. That's the thing. 03 was very good first round, especially this first like 5 picks. But after that, it wasn't as strong in my opinion. I think this draft has some second round gems. They also have some late first round gems like a Malik Thomas, Cam Carr. These guys are just showing you that there's value. The Mavs picked up the form. I think it's Sergio. He is a dimer. That I know they wasn't expecting that when they picked him up for sure. Because I think it's funny because on my I did 2 mock drafts. I did one the day before the show, then I went back and looked again right before the show and did some adjustments. And I had him going to the Mavs at first. I think they traded for him, but I had him going to the Mavs, and look where he's at. He ended up with the Mavs. So this draft class to me is definitely has a lot of great players, a lot of good players that can be great. It's just all about them adjusting to the NBA, which the college is becoming the NBA now. We got NBA coaches, you got them making money, and a lot of these coaches are using NBA systems, just like in the college football. Those guys do the same thing as well. So this is going to be a very fun season to watch. It's going to be a very fun Rookie of the Year watch. I think this is going to be one of the more exciting Rookie of the Year races that we had in a while. Because the last couple of years, it's probably 1 or 2 guys that you'll see. I think it's going to be a lot of guys in the race this year. And it's going to be interesting to see who actually comes out on top, So, to me, yes, this is the best draft class since 2003. Definitely has been. And these guys are proving it every night. I think it's a game on right now, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I was just looking at that. There is NBA Summer League. We have the Grizzlies playing the Hawks. And then we have Raptors playing the Heat. Appreciate that, Carl. Cam Boozer is still playing games right now. And, another guy that I thought is playing pretty decent. I think that when he get to the team that he's playing for, that's the Suns. Noah Pete, I think he's playing pretty decent right now. He's showing. I felt like me personally, I felt like he could have stayed one more year before the draft, but he does have an NBA ready body. I just didn't think his skill set was that great. But like I said, in college, you're not able to really showcase all your game. You know what I'm saying? You're really not ready to showcase all your game. So when you get to see these guys on the NBA floor, it shows a lot more. Let's see who's having a game so far. I don't know. There we go. Whoa. Yeah, I forgot Kingston Flemings isn't playing. But this Grizzlies team is 72-40 and the Hawks. They got guys. They got Cedric Coward playing, Taylor Hendricks. That's like, come on, bro. That's not like, come on, bro. Shout out to JMO. I'm wondering how AJ will turn out as far as the Rookie of the Year race, especially if AD is healthy. That is a good question, but I do think that he gonna get his. I think they're gonna try to feature him a little bit more. Because guys like Trey Johnson, I think he's gonna turn more into a shooter for them, which he already is a shooter, but I don't think he's gonna get a lot of on ball possessions. I think that, but Jamo, I feel what you're saying. The Wizards team is pretty stacked. The Wizards team was pretty stacked. They're pretty stacked, so it's gonna be interesting to see how he comes out. That's a great question, Jamo. Shout out to Alan Grace. Yeah, Carl. I gotta watch a little bit more of him. I don't think we had him going to the Suns though, but I gotta watch. Shout out to my boy LeBron Filan. That's hey J-Mo. One thing about the 76ers, they know how to draft guards. They know how to draft guards. They got rid of McCain, and then they picked up the Filan from Alabama. Like, come on, man. This dude is a bucket. And he the dude Braden Smith from I think it was Purdue. He caught him food, barbecue chicken out there. But I like that pickup for the 76ers. They got rid of McCain, like I said, and they just picked him straight up. Shout out to Josiah F12. Best draft class was 2009. Okay. You think the 2009 draft class was better than this? Let's go look at the draft class right quick. Oh, that's a joke. Okay, I think I remember this one. Let's see. This is what I'm thinking. Yup. Blake Griffin, James Harden, Ricky Rubio, Tariq Evans, Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan, Brandon Jennings, Drew Holiday, Ty Lawson, Jeff Teague, Taj Gibson. I'm trying to name people that actually, did something. I mean, you have a good case here. I'm not gonna lie, you have a good case here. The only thing that is different is like Steph Curry is the only winner really out of this draft class. You feel me? They got Wade, Bosch, Braun, the Heatles. It's like they got those guys. But the best draft, like, to be honest, to me, the best draft class is 96 with Kobe and them boys. That's the best draft class in my opinion. But since, I'm not mad at that though, bro. I'm not mad at the 09 allegations. 09 is a really good, they got some really good players, a lot of players that are still actually playing, and players that were all-stars and all that good stuff. So MVPs, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that, bro. But 2003, they got heavy hitters up top. That's the only thing. But I do think this draft class has a chance to be the best one. Because these guys, man, these guys are just different in my opinion, man. I think the league is just going to continue to keep getting better and better. But, what goes around comes around. I think that's what's happening. We're going to start getting back to the real basketball where guys really want to play basketball again. That's the main thing I'm loving about these young guys. So, hey man, the summer league is a lot more to go. We still got got camp coming, but when that regular season start, that's when we're gonna really see what these boys are about, man. And I'm excited. I'm a Magic fan. Our rookie got injured, fractured his ankle. No, hey, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. But that's all that I might have for you guys today. What I will do for you guys, because it's a lot more rookies I want to talk about. Shout out to you, Josiah. Yaxel is one of the players I really want to talk about, but I want to get a little more in depth with those guys because the top players are going to ball, it's these other guys that I want to talk about. What's the my boy out of Stanford? I can never pronounce his name, but for the Pistons, hey Carl. I want to go a little deep into Malik Thomas, but then we're also going to break down the top draft classes ever, the top 5 top draft classes, and where can this draft class land? That's what we're going to talk about on the next episode, okay? There we go, y'all. That's my dog. Hey, he had that 20 piece look easy for him out there. He got to get in the weight room, though, but, you know. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. I do think this draft class is going to be very, very exciting. You know, the more you watch, all these guys play with a chip on their shoulder. Keaton Wagler has been one guy that's been disappointing. I do want to break that down a little bit. Before I go, though, Carl, answer this. Who would you take more, though, him or Malik Thomas? Because Malik Thomas, that boy looking different. They're looking different to the point where, you know, Harden might gotta go, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Shout out to the whole network, everybody putting in work. Make sure you look down low into the bio. We have every show on the network linked down low. Tap in with that, and you won't be disappointed. Also, become a member. We have a link down there to become a member where you can join the NBA chats, NFL chats, baseball chats, boxing chats. We got a soccer chat. We got a chat for every sport almost. I think the only sport we don't got is hockey right now, and that's coming soon. So definitely get up in there because it's live debates every day, live updates every day, a little bit of everything every day. It's a good time. Carl, I want it either, to be honest. Hey, man. I like both of them, though. I like both of them. They both looking good. Probably Clown Carl, though, because his defensive. Yeah, he got more size on as far as length. So I get that for sure. But for my last words, shout out to the network again, man. Shout out to my Orlando Magic. We didn't draft nobody, to be quite honest, but I like how we let these guys like Noah Pender, the Jace Richardsons get up in there and they just like doing their thing. So build that confidence up, man, because you never know when your time is gonna be coming. Oh, one of the big dogs had to let me know we got hockey. That's how lit the chat says, y'all. I can't join the hockey chat because I'm in every other chat, and you know what I'm saying. My phone be going crazy. So shout out to the network, man. We just getting better and better. Appreciate that too, Tomo. Before I go, I'm gonna answer your question, Josiah, man. Let me see where you at. Before I go, who you think the GOAT is, LeBron or MJ? I wanna be like Mike. Come on, man, MJ. No disrespect to Bron though. He a dog, but it's MJ, then it's Kobe. That's all I got for you. But yeah. Shout out to my Mystics. They doing their thing too right now. What's my girl name? I just blanked off. Shakira Austin. Shakira Austin might be the top 3 center in the league. Top 2 maybe. I'm trying to think of the centers, but other than AJ Wilson, talk to me. Who else? Talk to me. Shorty a dog. Talk to me. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. She might be in top 2. Big center, big girl in the league. For real. I can't think of nobody better than her other than AJ Wilson, to be quite honest. Somebody got something for me, let me know. You know what I'm saying? But she doing her thing. Shout out to my Nats. James Wood, breaking records, man. Having the I think it was the biggest lead from first to second between runs at halftime, at the halftime mark. And he's killing it, man. You got 3 players with 20 home runs already at midway season. I mean, this Nats team is just exciting to watch. Only thing that's not exciting is the bullpen. The bullpen is some bull, you know what. So, but yeah, that's all I got for y'all today, man. I know I normally go for an hour, but we got more to talk about next episode because you know what's gonna happen when no rookies get on that floor. No real ballers gonna.
Thank Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.